my feelings. I wanna know if you, yeah, baby, wanna have my children, yeah. Let's make a deal, you and I get your heart, you get mine. Move on in, be my wife. With your love, girl, we can fly. A lot of hoes been on my line. None of them can get my time, cause all I want is you. You, this is love I wanna build. Yeah, got me out of my feelings. I wanna know if you, yeah, baby, wanna have my children, yeah. And I told myself that I never chase. Only you make me feel this way. Time with you would never go to waste. I fall in love with you every day. On my soul, I can't let go. And you the reason that I got a post. You pick me up when I'm feeling low. That's what my doctor never did before. Let's make a deal, you and I get your heart, you get mine. Move on in, be my wife. With your love, girl, we can fly. A lot of hoes been on my line. None of them can get my time, cause all I want is you. You, this is love I wanna build. Yeah, got me out of my feelings.
That's a new one. I found that 15 minutes ago, maybe. It's by Quail P, who you guys know I love the song What You've Got by. But this one is called Feelings. I think it's super good. Very cute. Very honest and heartfelt. It's talking about somebody putting any kind of ego and pride or fear to the side and just putting their heart on the line for reciprocity, right? It's a mutual. I got your heart, you got mine. And he says, be my wife. Let's make children. You want to have children with me? Cheers. So I do have some music mediumship to share. I have a reading. I started pulling this earlier, when I realized where it was going, I stopped. I figured we'd flush it out on camera together. And I might actually pause and finish the last couple of nails that I haven't done. I just redid a set. But I paused to take a shower. Now that I'm done with that, I should probably finish. Very angry. There's a karmic energy that's very angry. I hear we misjudged and underestimated her. One of them is trying to laugh or thinks it was comical to be a bully. What is that? Hold on. Oh no, they're being laughed at now. Yeah, because they thought that they were going to target people and ended up making them look not only stupid, but they put a target on their own backs while trying to do it to myself or my collective. Showed their whole behinds, didn't they? Some of them are still stalking and doing the same toxic things that they were doing 15 years ago. Hi, baby. Watch your eyes, I'm turning the light on. Yes, my lovey. I need a better background. Hold on. I just heard dragonborn. That's what someone said. Well, you know, these are dragon, yes, very dragon-esque, dragon scales, nails, and there's actually a tiny little dragon. I don't know if you can see that on that one. It's a little bit hard to pick up with the gold and the light right here, but oh, and it says my heart is yours. But I didn't intend for it to be like this. By the time I was done with this one, it reminded me of Beauty and the Beast. I think it was the golden, kind of yellow gold glitter. It reminds me of her dress, and then the rose from the movie, but yeah. And then you've got Aphrodite, Venus, statue of Venus, but I put wings on her this time. And then this one says, kiss me. And I'll do these ones in a bit. I guess I should show you. Cat hair. I don't see the dragon there. Cat hair. Venus. Aphrodite. I hear sugar, sugar, how you get so fly. Baby Bash. I heard that. Watch your eyes. Somebody says, oh, I like those are pretty. You like those? I know it'll make some people real mad. Boo-hoo. Feelings, quail. Let's do this one. There. Oh, baby. Little baby. I'm so sorry. I should have done the other one. Yeah, that one where there wasn't a whole bunch of street noise on the intro.
So tight, so fine. You got me lifted, you got me shifting, you got me lifted, shifted higher than the ceiling. And ooh, it's the ultimate feeling. Got me lifted, feeling so gifted. Sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, 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 sugar, how you get so fly? You know it's better when we ride, we're bringing raw high. Doing what we do, watching things getting high. Girl, you keep it so fly with your sweet honey buns. You be there when the money gone, you be there when the money comes. Off top, I can't lie, I love to get blow. You're my little sugar, I'm your little chew low. And every time we kick it, it's all to the groove. Treat you like my sticky icky on my sweet ooey gooey. Shifted higher than the ceiling. Ooh, yeah, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted, feeling so gifted. Sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly. Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly. Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly. Now I ain't worried about a thing. I just give me a lick. I got a fat sack and a super fly chicken up. And I ain't nothing you can say to a player. Cause do what? She fly like the planes in the air. That's right, she full grown, setting the wrong tone.
I'm digging the energy and I'm loving the ozone. So fly like a dove, fly like a raven. Some fly conversation. Or, well, watch your eyes. Fly like an angel.
In a natural mode, and I'm a natural dude. Don't be some natural fools. Blowing out by the pool, she like my sexy cool mama. Blaze on the Barada, rockin' Doja
11:11.
Shifted higher than the ceiling. Who is the ultimate feeling? You got me feeling so gifted. Sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, 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 sugar, how you get so fly?
All right. This one too keeps coming up today. Hi, baby kitty. Come here.
There must be something in the water, water, water. Know you feel it too. And that's something better me. There's something warm about the winter when you come around. There's nothing bougie about you, cozy as a hand-me-down. You give me shots of my umbrella under thunder clouds. It's not a question whether I think we can make it through. It's not an issue if the issue isn't missing you. And if I had the last meal, I cut the dishes. So my love, up on the docks with a couple of friends. I thought that's all it was. But if that's all it was, then why just say there must be something in the water? I know you feel it too. In my closet.
Flip my cards over, 'cause I'm all in. The line as I was picking up those cards, that's funny. Watch your eyes. Divine Feminine, you've got new love, first and foremost. Okay, and so this is in relation to either stepping away from an old, dead, toxic cycle, exes, or this is a newer connection that's come through, or that is coming through, and there will be messages, communication of loyalty and fidelity from this divine masculine, but it's a free will choice. However, it seems to be that he's choosing divine feminine and his connection with her. Then you have subsequently divine feminine who has knowledge of good and evil, stability, confidence, high morality, the ability to calm and heal illnesses, kindness and goodness, liberating the potential buried deep inside of us, dreaming or daydreams. There's my laundry. High initiation. I just heard productivity. Reunification of the qualities of the body and the soul. The other card that I did stick back in the deck, but it did try to pop out earlier for Divine Masculine, was Fate. He feels like his connection with Divine Feminine is fated. His meeting with her, his bond with her, he does feel like he needs to further establish it though. But you see then the new energy here, new love, new chapter. And so it's a new chapter in love. I feel like away from old toxic energies for both of them, but in a new connection with each other. Divine Masculine who has the capacity for healing, including the relationship between them if necessary on any level. Doctor, pharmacologist, healer, scientist, knows the properties and virtues of medicinal plants, healthy food, cultivation, naturopathy, herbalist, natural sciences, the self becomes a medicinal plant, pacifying, soothing, mastering one's emotions, adapting to every situation, faith that anticipates knowledge. And so it's like having faith that this connection with Divine Feminine will work out. Also, like I said, he feels like it's fated. And so even if he doesn't know that she'll say yes, we can start this new chapter together, accept your invitation or your offer or your apology or whatever this is, maybe a combination for some. He has faith that she will. He has faith that the divine will help them heal this, or whatever combination and crossover. Protection of the environment, respect for nature, initiated into the secrets of the forces of nature. So this is a very grounded energy. He's cognizant and intellectual. He's smart, mentally grounded. Intellectual lucidity, clarity of ideas, allowing goodness and kindness, understanding through the senses. You might be clairsentient, empath. Adjusting and regulating desires, harmonization of behavior, sense of duty and responsibility. So it goes into that grounded top note here, making sure his stuff is handled. Opening heart with discernment. Wait, I feel like both of them have been hurt before, but like the first song that came out by Quail, Feelings, he was saying, let's go back and check those lyrics actually, because it goes in with this, doesn't it? Consolation born through understanding, communicating the mysteries of morality to the intellect, profound mystical spiritual experience. Okay, here's one for you. Communicating mysteries of morality to intellect. Maybe he's not like living with his divine feminine. Maybe they haven't even had a full out conversation of, I hear unification or full, committal or something, but there's something about their souls. I hear it's a soul contract, right? And so it's like, even if they haven't had that conversation, there's still this feeling of the need to be loyal to each other, because there's still the feeling of them being for each other. There's still the feeling of, I hear we're together even if we haven't said we're together. Yeah, well, that's not for everybody, but that could play into that. I just heard spiritual marriage, right? It's like they're already together. They're just working on catching up on the earth plane. So to live as if they are together with their actions and energy and compose themselves, I hear, in a dignified manner, as in loyal to each other regardless. Yeah, because I hear it's manifesting. Yeah, exactly. You stop that. Hey, no. Leave me alone. Don't be rude. Don't be rude, boys. Okay, profound mystical spiritual experiences, example of morality, exemplary behavior, commitment, Quail, Feelings. Oh, excuse me. So we're going just to quickly backtrack on these lyrics, but it goes into, what did he say? What did it say? Communicates the mystery of morality to the intellect. Faith that anticipates knowledge.
This is love I wanna build, yeah. This is love I wanna build, yeah. I wanna know if you, yeah, baby, wanna have my children.
I want to know if you want to have my children, he says.
Yeah, let's make a deal. You and I get your heart.
Let's make a deal, you and I get your heart, you get mine.
You get mine. Move on in, be my wife. With your love, girl, we can fly.
Yeah. Move on in, be my wife. With your love, girl, we can fly.
A lot of hoes been on my line. None of them can get in my time. Cause all I want is you. You. This is love I wanna build. Yeah. Got me out of my feelings. I wanna know if you, yeah, baby, wanna have my children. Yeah. And
All right. Feelings, quail. Back to Cal in the water. This is with Quinn, XCII. It's not how you pronounce his name, but that's how it reads. Flip my cards over, cause I'm all in. Flip my cards over.
there must be something
In the water, flip my cards over, cause I'm all in. It's something new.
and that's something
Better be
we go
you.
together like the perfect colors, white and green. I never have to build a front around you, I am me. You give me major lift like hallelujah.
Like the perfect colors, white and green. Which, you know what's funny? One of the people who bullied me in high school decided to come back around and do that again today. And somebody's asking, well, how long ago was that? How long ago was their last round of bullying? 5 years ago. How long ago was high school? 15 years ago. So too long ago for them to have been doing either, let alone tried to come back around and do it again today. But they, with nothing better to do with their miserable lives still, they did. Anyway, back to the main point. People who bullied me in high school, the reference of high school being that, interestingly enough, the colors, if I recall, it depended on the team, but usually they were either gold and, like, I remember being on swim team. High school, I believe it was white and green, and then the swim team was yellow and green, if I recall. Sometimes they would interchange the yellow or the gold green, but it was always, interestingly enough.
Hallelujah, melody, my love. We were up on the docks with a couple of friends. I thought I saw it was. I must be losing it, cause baby, we've been doing shit in my
I must be losing it because, baby, we've been doing shit in my head. No, he's manifesting. Because you know what I picked up earlier? I picked up that this divine masculine, well, he wants to spend no less than a few days with divine feminine. Very likely more in a string of them, but no less than a few days. And he said, especially if there's been a long time either like between them or since either of them have been with anybody else, preserving their own energy and space and time, sanctity, I heard, sanity, possibly. He was saying something along the lines, let me just quickly rephrase and summarize, but basically laying it down on her low and slow, right? Putting it down on her slow, sweet and slow and steady the first night, and then like basically getting buck wild the second night, or at least maybe the second half of night one. Depends on where they go with it. But he was saying something about very like being very soft and romantic and like well, making love kind of the first night. That kind of an energy. The second night, no. He says, we fuck. It's definitely more to it than that. But he got a whole lot spicier. And something about pulling out a bag of tricks. Anyway, I won't get too deeply into that, but rope. He brought some, I don't know, could have been silk ties or something. I don't know what it was exactly. But I saw him wanting to tie her up. Consensually, of course. It's kind of getting the energy, actually. I keep getting this flash of like Christian Grey to Anna. Movies. Which one was that? What was that called? Oh, goodness gracious. 50 Shades of Grey. There it is. 2622. Goodness. All right. He says, I must be losing it, babe, because we've been doing shit in my head. Nope. It's been planning and fantasizing.
I must be losing it, cause baby, we've been doing shit in my head. But if we stop being friends and we start being friends without
He says that we stop being friends and we start being friends, and you smiled at me and blinded my anxiety, as you said. There must be something in the water, and I know you feel it too, and that something better be you. So I'm all in. Let's do this one. Let me grab another deck, shall I? Crazy with the magic like a fairy, float away with a smoking cherry. She goes crazy with the magic like a fairy, smoking cherry.
Ah, dang, where's the draw? Oh, my bad, here it is.
Speaking of, there's a cat right in front of me. dancing with the magic like a fairy. Float away with the smoke and cherry. Finding what was lost is divine feminine. I do feel like this is her own sense of center, but also it's divine connection that was maybe put on the back burner in some cases or seemed to have fallen apart. Safe shelter. You know, I heard Ed Sheeran's Kiss Me, I think it's called, earlier. He says, I'll be your safety and you'll be my lady. Into freedom, yeah, because she's not letting anything or anyone hold her back anymore. But I do feel like it's the feeling of safety and the sense of security that his presence, his love, his support, his connection, his reciprocal contractual energy brings her this feeling of peace, which really is ultimate freedom. This feeling of safety to just be open and express herself, be naked with him, whether this be physically or otherwise. Third eye awakening, yep. But I do feel like the divine masculine's been getting, I know the divine feminines have two activations, but some of the divine feminines are getting another round of them, or they're opening up to them more. Some of the divine masculines are getting them for the first time, or they're realizing what it was. Some of them may have had pretty good imaginations. They didn't necessarily realize that it was visualization or manifesting or the potential to be so. Banquet for the soul, but that's what it was. Cultivating ease and grace, exactly. Oh, look. Well, there's that. A breakthrough into light. And then there's Aphrodite over here. Who's the goddess of love, you see. Venus. The wings. It's not wanting to register the same way right now, but it's fine. You catch my drift? The hearts on both of these cards. Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Healer. I hear the capacity for healing for both of them, actually, but it's because Divine Feminine chose, no matter what he or anyone else was doing, to let the divine lead and stay centered within herself. Not because she didn't care, but because, look, your heart is a healer. I hear queens don't chase. Nope. But in that Quail song, did he not say that? I don't chase, but something, something. Yeah, he did. Higher purpose, exactly. And her purpose is not to lower herself or to do the chase game. If this masculine wants to connect, then he can elevate up with her, and that's what he's doing. And the difference is she's not seeking to play games or like this masculine. I feel like there have been a wave of them where they were, in the past, they may have invested into or gone after a relationship where it was very one-sided or there was some kind of imbalance. It caused them to shut down, just bottom line. 35-22, and so some of them have been, I guess, afraid of fully investing, even subconsciously. there's been some kind of blockage, regardless of whether it's that or something different. And it comes typically from either childhood upbringing or a failed relationship prior. But this is not a connection that is intended or destined to end that way. It's just a choice to recognize it as not the same connection as those that hurt you before, not the same person or people that hurt you before, and as a result, having a need to fine-tune responses, even if there were moments of trigger. It just requires a bit of self-evaluation and regulation. Also communication. If there was an issue or, let's see, this is just what I'm picking up off the cuff. If there was an issue or conflict between them, whether this be communicationally or conversationally rather, or otherwise. Could have been things unspoken too. If it wasn't something that was said, it could have been things that were not. Maybe should have been. Past life, present power. And I also have been picking up, look at the angel wings. Speaking of, that's so funny. Specifically, I got the flash while I was coming out of the shower of Mark Antony and Cleopatra, and then there was a reference of Mark Antony leaving his old life behind for his calling with Cleopatra. Now, imagine this was an energy that was incarnated. This could be, I did pick up this energy earlier, like a toxic ex or toxic situation from the past, trying to create problems, trying to create conflict, trying to create distractions, distortions, insecurities in him, whatever it might be, to get him stuck, to keep him stuck, whether this be because it's just an energy that feels like it needs to block, or in some cases, I did pick this up a few weeks ago, there was somebody in the friend or family circle of a divine masculine that heard or knew about this divine feminine he was connecting with, and they, or one of their family members or their girlfriends, like maybe it was a male friend of his, and he was telling this guy friend of his all about how he was excited to be with divine feminine, and then the girlfriend of this so-called friend goes off and like tells an ex that he has that he's dating somebody new, knowing she's probably going to fly off the handle or try to make his life harder on some level, whether he knows it or not, whether he knows that's what she's doing or why she's doing it or not. There was something about that behind the scenes. I picked it up a few times a few weeks ago, and so it could be something like that too. But there's an emphasis on like an ex-wife leaving a karmic situation, even if there are children involved, because of a higher calling, a divine calling with true love. In this case, Mark Antony to Cleopatra. And he did leave a wife and children, 3922. Here, if God calls you away, God calls you away. Look at the story of Lot. I just got a flash of that. Lot and his wife. In this case, don't either of you look back. It will keep you safe moving forward together. Don't look back. There's nothing in the past for you. Let the pieces fall where they may. It's the problem of those who chose not to leave or keep people stuck or create such a hellscape that people would need to go. Excuse me, that was loud. I didn't mean to play that one. Not yet, anyway. It is in my queue, but somebody says, why not? Because I'm not ready to play it yet. It's already in my queue, and I've listened to that one probably 8 times today, and I'll play it again. Just give me a second, please. I'm not mad. I have it all ready to go. I'm just trying to focus on getting through these lyrics so we can move on without jumping back and forth, without distraction. Waste so much. But anyway, let's go.
In love with you every day. On my soul, I can't let go. Make me feel this way. Yeah. And I told myself that I never chase. Only you make me feel this way. Time with you will never go to waste. I fall in love with you every day. On
All right.
my soul, I can't let go. And you the reason that I got a post. You pick me up when I'm feeling low. That's what my doctor never did before. Let's make a deal. You and I get your heart, you get mine. Move on in.
Move on in. Be my wife.
Be my wife. With your love, girl, we can fly.
With your love, we can fly. With your love, girl, we can fly. Move on in. Be my wife. With your love, girl, we can fly. Now, I also have don't take the girl. I've been hearing that for a few days too. Give me a split second and we'll go through that one as well. But here, let's try this first. This is what you got. Actually, hold on, let me pause on that. This one's calling to me first. I love this one.
You called me clear, chaos glass, shattered blooming desert sass, cracked lip gloss and cherry clear. I blinked too long,
And you're not there.
signal warp to taste the heat like melted vinyl on your seat. You tune me out with every breath. Now I hum in static death. Cherry static, sweet to fly. Just colors by a signal strong enough to fight. Cherry static, no control. Push the dark.
Hold on. Wow, Divine Masculine stack. He got Twin Flames and Soulmates. When you don't know what to pray for divine intervention. Pray for clarity. Pray for peace. Enhanced there, also protection. Enhanced protection for beautiful boundaries, right? It's like cutting off these toxic people or situations from the past. I also feel like there's an energy of not protecting himself from divine feminine anymore, nor does she need to do that from him, or nor will they. I feel like there may need to be a conversation. It's about releasing the things or situations and people from, like, the ex energy, putting boundaries up between those people, no matter how they rage or tantrum or feel justified in what they're doing or claiming what they claimed. The past is the past. It's an old cycle. It's done. Banquet for the soul. I just split the deck. Mother healing. Look. It's like an ex, possibly with kids involved. It's in reverse. It's a karmic female. I just split the deck again. I'll show you. What's here? Healing through challenge. Yeah, see, there's no healing of this situation. It will just be a forever cycle, a perpetual cycle. Technologies of love. It's in reverse. Somebody was trying to use technology to manipulate people? What is this? Soothing mind and spirit. There was nothing peaceful about this situation. They bring him stress. Beautiful human, because it's a foul person. They may be vain or may have been vain and cared about the appearance of things on the outside. But recovery into grace, he can step into this with divine feminine. Did she not get that card too? I think so. And as far as if there are kids involved, 1022, it's not in some cases, yes, there's still a connection with those kids. So the boundary aspect is going into narcissism psychology where you do the gray rock method when you absolutely have, like if you've got custody drop-offs, custodial drop-offs, you have to drop off the kids to an ex or something like that. There's something called the gray rock method. I'd recommend looking that up if you don't know what I'm talking about. But to quickly recap, you basically keep your conversations as short and sweet and specifically focused to the kids, the details, like the time, I'll see you here at the end of the weekend for the drop off at this time or whatever, or, the kids allergy medications in the bag and like whatever the little things are, but you keep it as very short and sweet and limited to just that. You don't let them have any room for, you don't even have to have decent and like basic conversation. Just keep it as short and sweet and move along. I mean, I'm not talking about like sugar-coated sweet, just keep it, I really keep it cold and calculated, keep it right to the facts and move on. And the reason for this is they want a soap opera drama, they want an issue. But if you make yourself basically as bland and as boring like a gray rock, they can't do anything with that. They get bored. First they might try to provoke, they might try to cause an issue, they might throw a little fit, or they might try, but eventually it doesn't work. It doesn't have the effect that they wanted. They get bored. They cannot try to provoke your emotions, nor can they manipulate them as a result. They don't know what to do. So usually they pick another target, one that's more colorful. In that regard, somebody says, what's the other one? The other one is the zero contact method. I do indeed recommend the zero contact method whenever possible. But there are some times, in some cases, where as you're transitioning out certain people or situations, it's not an option. Maybe you've got court proceedings going on and you have to, have some degree of interaction there for the time being or something. That's when you do the that's when you do the gray rock method until you can zero contact. But it's still a boundary, whether it's zero contact or whether it's minimizing it to absolute bare minimum gray rock. Those are still boundaries. Those are still good ones to have. Ideally, you shoot for the zero contact altogether, or as much as you possibly can when it's a necessity, whether it be court, custody drop off, and it doesn't have to be with kids, but there's something about that coming up. Yeah, that would be the gray rock method. Peaceful prosperity, holy crap. They may have been doing this for money. Sometimes people do use kids because of that, and also use the court. Freeing threads of connection. See, but he's cutting them off, and also he feels like this connection, like protection for the vulnerable heart. This connection with divine feminine is freeing for him, and they also help heal and nurture and protect each other's hearts. Yeah. Wow. Enhanced protection for beautiful boundaries. And when you set these boundaries and you hold them, even if these dark people try to shake them or step on them, third eye awakening, look, God will match you and meet you. Higher realms will help you see clearly and remove anything that's causing issue, or work with you to do so, depending on the situation and the person, of course. I feel karmic's cross-watching. That's not going to help you because you're mean. You don't really mean it. You're just selfish and you want what you want without any growth. I'm going to come back 5 years later and try to stir the pot with you again. I don't break the way you knew. Somebody was a few minutes ago saying, oh, that's why you teach about these things. You know what you're talking about. You've actually been through this. Oh, absolutely. Many years ago.
Me better, pastel soft, bitter tones, no edges lost. But this sun peeled back my hue. Now I spike in neon too. Cactus flower on a wire, buzzing loud with thorny fire. I'm not waiting for a cue. I'm a signal, not for you. Cherry static. On ice, short days, long nights. Marbles at the window, middle finger to the sky. Say you wanna get dangerous, now you speaking my language. I forgot what your name is, so I'ma call you mine. I'ma call you mine. Got me wide, wide open, got a 45 on him, and he pushed it about 102. Always smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose. I got a thing for the world. I got a thing for the world. Just like you do. I got a thing for the world. I got a thing for the wild ones, and they like you too. Things that are really crazy. Asking me how I've been feeling lately. Coming from mine, and it's do or die. I won't let it slide. No sticking faces, no back and forth bargaining, no bitching and arguing. A whole lot of problems living in Gotham. And one is my Holly Queen. Was raised in the darkness. Forgive me, I'm guarded. I have no shame. I'm in love with the heartless. The police will never take me out. About 102. Always smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose. I got a thing for the wild one. I got a thing for the wild one. I got a thing for the wild one. I got a thing for the wild ones. They like me too. Alright. Let's do this one. Baby, what you got can make me fall in love, and I don't know what it is. It reminds me of drugs, and I don't know what got me, buddy. Got me weak, you on my mind when I sleep. And get you out of my dreams. Baby, what you got can make me fall in love, and I don't know what it is. It reminds me of drugs. I don't know what got me, buddy. Got me weak, you on my mind when I sleep. And get you out of my dreams. Oh yeah. What is it that you do different? You gon' take me out my pit, yeah. It must be something on me saying
get you out of my dreams. Oh yeah.
You know I tried it, and times I lied. For you I tried on Bonnie and Clyde. Stay by my side. Come be my wife. Come be my wife. Talking about love. I just need to know. Let me be your lover, baby. I can be your love. Talking about another one. I don't need another one. Yeah. Yeah, just give it to me. Baby, what you got can make me fall in love. I don't know what it is, but you remind me of drugs. And I don't know what got me, but it got me weak now. When I sleep,
Can get you out of my dreams. Oh yeah. All right, so this one, I did save this one for last. This is Don't Take the Girl. Now, this plays through initially the lifespan of a boy. First, spoiler alert, he starts out not wanting to deal with the girl, doesn't want his dad to take the neighbor girl fishing with them. But then later in their teenage years, he starts to really develop a crush on her, and then they eventually get married. And at one point, somebody tries to pull a gun, like a robbery, on her, and he says, look, take the keys to my car, take my wallet, take everything that I have, but don't hurt her. Like, give me my girl. Speaking of, I hear this suddenly in my ears. Okay. And then in the last scene, if I recall, they're married, she's pregnant, she's going into labor, and she starts hemorrhaging. She has some kind of complication from labor, and she starts bleeding out. And the doctors in the song say she's fading fast, meaning she's bleeding out. I don't know if she's going to make it. The baby's fine, but your wife is dying. And he's not a faithful person. This is what the song is about, right? In the beginning, he's begging his dad not to take the neighbor girl fishing, and then he's begging the robber not to shoot the girl who he develops affections for, and then at the end, he's begging God to save his wife, who's now the mother of his child. And he hits his knees on the ground praying. Even if he wasn't very faithful before. Even if he didn't believe before. At least didn't talk to God. 59:22. So there's your recap. Now, not all of that will play out that way, but what I am picking up is that at first there was a divine masculine who may have been in kind of an avoidant energy, may have been afraid to open up, or some kind of crossover here. And then kind of started to warm up to her, realized that he couldn't, it's like he didn't want to fall for her, but then he did. And then he gets to the point of, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, hold on, I got another flash for you. Not desperation, but yeah, kind of like willing to, even if it was something that he kind of brushed off or mocked or just disbelieved in before, all of a sudden he's willing to hit his knees and talk to God if it'll save his wife. That's quite a leap. That's a big jump there. Not a bad one, but that's brave. That's brave. That's growth for him. And I see it. 60:22. So there's that. Then subsequently, as I was speaking, I just got a flash of a scene from the movie, the series, Ghost Whisperer. You know what? I've been hearing that too. Who's that one by? Lost Boy Crow. Thank you. It's from the Ghost Whisperer. It crosses over into a couple of different episodes. One of them is where there are walk-ins, meaning somebody's spirit leaves the body, but the body still perfectly healthy vessel otherwise, and so another spirit decides to drive it, basically. Now, if there's not a soul contract there, it's possession. It's not like that in real life. On that note, there has to be a divine contract in place. However, in this case, Melinda is the ghost whisperer, the medium, and her husband Jim. Her husband Jim was an EMT, so he worked in ambulances rescuing people, first responders. And Jim gets into an accident and dies, but because he was married to the ghost whisperer, he was very versed in mediumship when he was alive, and helped him have a lot more comprehension after he died. And you know what? Mr. Meeker was like that too. So that's actually real. Interestingly enough. And thank you. He's not ready to let go of his wife. But then somebody dies. The man's spirit crosses over, and Jim jumps into his body and wakes up as a living, breathing human again. Except for he doesn't remember himself as Jim, because all of the human memories that were stuck in the brain of the last man who inhabited the body, they're still there. And it's his faith in overriding any ego. Including that can't happen. That's not real. In regards to spirituality or the possibilities, that has to be cleared out. Somebody says, what are you eating? Olives. Olives. Somebody says, why the healthy oils? And to put something in my stomach before I take the vitamin. Because I need to. And this is why, because we're not supposed to take it on empty stomach, really. Not this one. I heard that's not enough. No, it's not, but it's something for now, isn't it? What I really want is orange juice. That's a good question. Why are they like this? I don't know. It's a very good question. Yeah, I wish they'd just leave you alone. Yeah, well. That's their karma, not mine. Anyway. So, Melinda knows that it's Jim's spirit inside this guy. But the second Jim jumped into the new body, the new car, basically, he forgot that he was Jim. So Melinda, still keeps an eye out on him and looks out for him and what have you, even though she gets to the point where she accepts that even though she knows it's her late husband's spirit inside this man's body, he'll never be her husband again. He'll never remember, none of those things. And then they go on this adventure, not really an adventure, but they end up in this situation where really both of them almost drown. But she gets put in a dangerous position, and something inside him, I just got chills, activates 6622, and this overwhelming urge to protect her kicks in, and he just can't help it. He dives back in and he pulls her out, and they're both safe after that. And she is speaking to him and calling him by the name of the man's body who his gym spirit is inhabiting now. Now remember that the man died. He left. He already crossed over. But he left the vessel. Okay, and so something about the drive to protect her, and it activated a spiritual and even subconscious love for her that, logically speaking, wouldn't have otherwise made sense to be there, whether this be from a past life or otherwise. And in this case, it kind of was a past life. It wasn't like he was reborn into a new body, but yeah, kind of. Transfer. So there was that. It goes hand in hand with the song. I'll play it. It's Tim McGraw's Don't Take the Girl. And you could just use each scene as a piece of context, but it definitely goes way deeper than that, and also into the level of spiritual activation and awareness. It could simply be the divine masculine. I just heard the term deja vu. Realizing, yeah, I might not have known the divine feminine in this life for that long, but I know that my soul and my spirit knows her. I know that we've known each other before. The love that we've shared goes much deeper, and it extends and expands much longer in each lifetime, and then also much further back through the timelines than just this life alone. Like, logically, somebody on the outside looking in might say, you've only known her for like 3 months. But his being is saying, yeah, but my spirit's known her forever. We've been here countlessly together. Our souls are connected infinitely. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. And plenty of people will never have a connection like this. So they will never understand a connection like this. And it's not meant for them. Frankly, they don't want to. But does that make sense as to why they don't have connections like this and won't? Makes sense to me. They're not manifesting them anyway. They're not doing the work. 6922. So here you go, my darlings.
Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing when he was 8 years old. A little girl came through the front gate holding a fishing pole.
Just got a flashback. My grandfather still laughs at this too. I went fishing with him a couple of years ago. Oh gosh, it was more than that now. Probably 7 or 8, I don't know. And we were fishing a little creek, a stream, a brook, whatever you want to call it. And I went to step over a few stones that were in the midst of the creek so I could get from one side to the other, except what I didn't know was how slippery they were. And I went ass over tea kettle right into that creek. Probably scared the fish away.
His dad looked down and smiled.
from underneath the water. He was laughing at me.
behind. But I know you don't want some.
I heard he's golfing grandpa. Yeah, you know what? And that freaking creek was at the golf course too. Dang it.
Day you change your mind and Johnny take Jimmy Johnson.
Or I guess it wasn't at the golf course, but it's the creek that runs right by. Whoops.
Take Tommy Thompson. Take my best friend Bo.
I heard that. He says you didn't scare the fishes away. You are a fish. I am a mermaid, sir.
Take anybody that you want as long as she don't go. Take any boy in the world. Daddy, please don't take the girl.
All jokes aside, though, it was pretty funny.
Same old boy, same sweet girl. 10 years down the road, he held her tight and kissed her lips in front of the picture show.
They went on a date.
Stranger came and pulled a gun, grabbed her by the arm, said if you do what I tell you to, there won't be any harm. And Johnny said, take my money, take my wallet, take my credit cards. Here's a watch and my grandpa gave me.
Speaking of,
Here's a key to my car, Mister, give it over. But please don't take the girl.
all right, last run through.
Same old boy, same sweet girl. 5 years down the road, there's gonna be a little one, and she says it's time to go. Doctor says a baby's fine, but you'll have to leave, 'cause his mama's fading fast, and Johnny hit his knees and there he prayed, take the very breath you gave me, take the heart from my chest. I'll gladly take her place if you let me. Make this my last request, take me out of this world. God, please don't take the girl.
All right. But Jim remembers his love for her, his concern for her, the overdrive. It's like his spirit in his subconscious kicks in and he remembers. Spiritually, he remembers. Cognizantly, he remembers. He knows who he is. He knows who he was. He knows who she is to him. This is Love Won't Sleep by Lost Boy Crow. I like this one.
Put out these fires in my headspace, 'cause I'm wide awake. Why am I awake? The city sits below when we take shots at the moon. I wanna give it to you. I wanna give it to you. Tell me, is it so bad? 'Cause it hurts like that when I think about it. We're both cynics now, it kills me, but I die for you anyway. Yeah, so
in too deep now, it will never be the same. My love, don't sleep on my little ghost when you haunted me. When in the heart beneath those rolled up sleeves, tell me what the dreams could mean. All right. Also, this is the last one I have in my queue for now. The scar on his forehead keeps catching my attention. That might be relevant for some masculines. Don't worry about it. I hope that's not an insecurity. I know it sounds weird, but there's something about the counterpart, like the divine feminine, not liking that he was hurt or anything like that, but I don't know, she just loves all of him. I just heard, I think it's hot. Goodness. That may have been an insecurity for someone.
I've been waiting for
Don't feel that way. Hope you don't. You shouldn't.
you to come around and tell me the truth, that everything that you're going through, my girl, you've got nothing to lose. Cold nights and the Sunday mornings on your way out of the grave. I've got time, I've got love, got confidence, rise above. Give me a minute to hold my girl. Give me a minute to hold my girl. Crowded town, silent bed, pick a place to rest your head. Give me a minute to hold my girl. Give me a minute to hold my girl. I've been dreaming about us, working hard and saving it all. We'll go and see the man on the moon. My girl, we've got nothing to lose. Cold nights and Sunday mornings on your way out of the grave.
Okay. Except for this one. And there's something about the way that they opened up to each other, even if there was a pullback energy or fear. I just heard existential crisis. It's not wanting anyone else. It's wanting to make sure to keep this connection or mend it if there was a rift. This is somber, undressed. Very talented young chap. Somebody said, how old is he? Like 19? Somebody says, I would have thought he was older than that. Like I said, very talented young chap. From the wee bit I've seen. Holes in your sweater. pretty prominent line here. I don't want to learn another scent. He's saying, I don't want anybody else but you. But listen, I don't want the children of another man to have the eyes of the girl I won't forget. Meaning, I don't want to lose my chance with you and have you settle down with somebody else and make beautiful babies with somebody else that have your eyes when I wanted that to be you and I together. I wanted that to be us. I wanted that to be me. I want those babies that you have to have my eyes. Or I want the babies that we have together to have yours, but I don't want you to have babies with another man, is what he's saying. So I guess you need to stake your claim, DM. Sounds like it to me. Get undressed, you've seen all over again. Someone else is making up to tell me I just heard a divine masculine say, so does that mean we can have a night, like a night away together? And this being an actual divine masculine to his divine feminine counterpart, I'm picking up that the answer is yes. But she says consistency and loyalty. Like, don't just play games. Don't come in and out. No, he's responding and he's saying, like, if I'm in it, I'm in it. Like, if I'm coming through, I'm in it. Yeah. See, this is a masculine who may. I'm hearing. Hold on. There's so much coming through, but I'm not being given the clearance to speak on all of it. So it's just private conversation. Hold on. All right, I even need to simplify it more than that. There's an emphasis on the way that she really just genuinely cares, that she's taken, I'm just recapping, like paraphrasing. It's just to protect him. I don't know why I'm feeling like I need to do that right now, but that's the call, so we're doing that. Yeah, see, it's because it's nobody else's business, not a lot of that. And that he's saying he respects that. This is the thing, is he's saying that she sought to I hear this quote. It summarizes all of this better than I think I can do with paraphrasing. And it says, imagine meeting somebody who wanted to hear all the random thoughts inside your head, or know all the things about you, know how you were hurt, know what triggers you, know what makes you feel better, for no other reason but then to know how to love you better, how not to accidentally create wounds, how to help you heal ones that others made, depending on the situation and the person and the people, because this is a couple. But it's like that. Children of another man have the eyes of a girl I won't forget. 8622. I don't wanna get undressed for a new person all over again. Someone else's life, this world will stay. All right. There are some karmic energies trying to plot. I'm just picking it up. I think they're doing something. Watching, lurking. Either trying to instigate something socially or systematically, or even just trying to play with spell work. No. That's funny. Heard that too. I'm not sorry to burst that bubble. Yeah, see the light just flicker. Hello. Yeah, they're trying power of 3 spells, trying to protect themselves. Oh, that's so funny. Liquid just flew out. Magical powers. No. Power of 3 will not set you free. You're calling on Trinity energy. You're calling on a divine source to protect you when it's the divine source who just ratted you out to me. Harmony, because you were trying to disturb my peace and that of my collective. That's a no. Yeah, because you're jealous. Jealous, jealous, ugly. You're ugly and jealous. Here's another one. Confidence in reverse. Yeah, that'd be a lot of confidence. I posted a picture of myself from the other day. I had a lip ring in my lip, and there was a necklace pendant that I had on. And I've had these for years, but I don't tend to wear my lip ring in, although I could theoretically still put it back in. I did, like a year or two ago for a couple of days, but no, I just don't wear it in there. First of all, 1106. I noticed that the bully from high school that tried to come and stir the pot today was pushing a promotion code for a makeup company. And it's a makeup company that was selling something in relation to the band. I don't know if it was like a makeup palette, an eyeshadow palette or something, maybe. I didn't look. I just saw the name pop up. But the necklace that I was wearing, it was the logo of that band. And so either she thinks that she's the only one who can like that band, even though I've been listening to them since, if not, was it 8th grade? Definitely 9th grade. Otherwise, it was early high school. Somebody's asking what's my favorite. So knives and pens, probably. Actually, let's pull it up. Somebody says, what is it? Black Veil Brides. Andy 6. And so I think that she got jealous and mad and so had some kind of weird, either like a pissing contest. She had delusional fantasy thing in her head, or I don't know, just something weird. I don't know. People are psychotic. Not interested. It's just why I didn't like them in school either. Because they're bullies and they think they're entitled. They're really just unstable, petulant.
In looking at young people involved in the occult, do you see any particular type of dress?
I have personally observed people wearing black fingernails, having their hair painted black, wearing black t-shirts. Sometimes they will tattoo themselves.
Somebody says, this is the, yeah, this is knives and pens. And so you see that the photo the other day with the lip ring. Whoops. Motherfucker. I think we can unplug this now. It doesn't like that cord crossover. It's the same as the little circle logo at the bottom. It's because that's their logo. So she's just being weird. She's being like a small town redneck. ICP clown makeup wannabe version of crazy copycat over there. It's the same old energy. It's just the body jumping demons, right? From one idiot to the next, just using them like, right, divine masculine says. So kind of like how in the Ghost Whisperer, Jim was using this guy's discarded car, his body basically, to continue to stay with his wife out of love. The dark energy. Yeah, these people need exorcisms or some shit. So I'm sliding my credentials back across the table. Last week, sailing from. I lost all faith in this blurring light. We're storming through this despite what's right. One final fight. With knives and pens, we made our price. Lay your heart down, the ends inside. Conscience begs for. Right? Every day it's still the same dull knife. They came back around 5 years later and have been doing this for 15, 11, 11 on the count. Stab it through and justify your pride. One final fight for this tonight. Whoa. Bye. We made our plight. Go on, without your love, you lost. You never held on. We tried our best. Turn out the light. Game's over. Game's over. Time's up. Let's see what the little backfire is. Oh dear. I hear they're in it now. They're in trouble now. Dawn. The light after the darkness, because I'm turning the light on. Watch your eyes, speaking of. Right. People can see through their stuff now. Look, with wisdom, with much more clarity. Not just from a bird's eye view, but close up. People can see that they were the problem the whole time. They're not cloaked. Invisibility. They're not cloaked. It was in reverse. they've been stripped bare because they came after an authentic person. And like the bully energy from today, they practice satanic worshiping openly. And a lot of people are drawn towards satanic practices because they want to do what they want and think that they can violate other people's free will to get it. But I've actually met some people who believe in, I'm not saying they're correct in this, but I did meet some people at one point that believed in, somebody says, I've had talks with many people. Satan worshiping, but the references that they were coming from, biblically speaking, or according to their framework on this, was that you couldn't violate people's free will. Like you couldn't sexually assault people. Devil's all about manipulation, but it still has to abide by free will control. It's about temptation and manipulation, but you don't have to listen. You don't have to give into it. That's the test. That's the core lesson. On this note. No, I'm also not, because somebody's upset with the Capricorn crossover. I'm not talking about that right now. That's a separate topic right now. The Capricorns aren't the devil. Like, yes, they're represented by the devil card in the tarot, but that doesn't mean anything. Not in this regard. Capricorns on the upright are very grounded and practical and can be very responsible and like stability and security, for starters. There's nothing wrong with that. On the dark side, though, is when they get into possibly selfish nature. They have to be mindful not to be deceptive. They need to be honest. They need to choose that. It's a free will choice, though. They need to be mindful not to give into gluttony, temptations like substances and things like that. They need to not overdo it. That's when you get into the devil energy on the dark side. But it's not, the caps are not bad. In this case, we're not talking about the zodiac cap. We're talking about dark energy, just as a whole. Not all caps are like that. It's about maturity level and also self-discipline and choice. Evolution and awareness, psychologically speaking and otherwise. So don't worry. Also, if I was insulting you about being a cap, I would be insulting myself. My North Node is Cappy. My destiny purpose is Cap 10022. My healing sector is in Leo, though. And so, while those dark energies have been after me for a long time, I have the capacity to overcome it. It's also my life purpose to do so and heal from it at that. So here we are moving through the next piece of Leo season, yeah? There's lots of healing going on. Part of my life path is to be as a healer. It's also not to tolerate these bullies and put them in their place when necessary. All they had to do was not bark up my tree. I bite back. Happiness in our hearts and homes, but they came into my kitchen and didn't realize they couldn't handle the heat, or that I would crank it up and scald them for trying to come check my temperature and play that shit. Yeah, see, I'll turn it right back on. They didn't expect that one. I don't break like I used to. Oh, you see, zombies coming back from the dead 5 years later, trying to stir the pot again. Knives and pens. Trick or treat. Yeah, well, guess what? Didn't work that way, trying to bark up my tree. Of course, we're in the, didn't I warn you? the shadow period of the Mercury retrograde, though. They just couldn't help themselves, could they? With that being said, my darlings, and without further ado, I'm going to cap that right there. Wish you sweet dreams, grand rising, wherever you are and may be, anywhere in between. Do no harm, take no shit, and I will catch you on the next one. Blessings and namaste.